Hey, Min here, live with the founders of Psychotic Productions and Psycho Nitro Blast happening here in Unadilla, near Macon, Georgia, on March 27th to the 30th of 2014. And we are here with the founders, Dave and Ollie. Pleasure to meet you guys. And can you guys introduce yourself and tell me about what this is all about?
Sure. Dave and I started the P&B. We call it the P&B. It's the Psycho Nitro Blast. We started it back in 2008. We love racing. We've always loved racing. And one day we were sitting down over an adult beverage and we started thinking about the best races that we'd ever been to. And the conversation kind of went like, man, we got to put together our own race. You know, not being really serious. And we started thinking about all the great races we've been to and all the great things that made those races great. We kind of put it together as this idea, and then we started thinking about it. It's like, you know, we really should do that. And then that's when the first one was born in 2008. The first annual Psycho Nitro Blast will go down in infamy because there were some things about that race that were just so far beyond what just happens in any race nowadays. But yeah, that's how it started.
That's awesome. Dave, why don't you elaborate on the growth of this event since you started 7 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the things that we wanted to do was something outside the box, something different. You see that with our wooden ramps. Almost every track out there, at least in the U.S., has all dirt features. We wanted to incorporate a lot of things that had to do with the wooden ramps. I come from a BMX background. Ollie does as well. I've kind of been schooled in how to make some really gnarly, cool BMX jumps, and we're like, you know, we could incorporate that into an RC track. It'd be something completely different, something that nobody's really ever seen before. These things can handle a lot at high speed. They can jump 50 feet in distance, up to 20 feet in the air, come down, land, doesn't even bother. And so in order to do that, we kind of had to keep it quiet because we were afraid that a lot of people wouldn't believe that it would work. So for the first Psycho Nitro Blast, everybody thought that they were coming to just this traditional track. And when they got there, they were blown away by all of our wooden ramps and this wall that we built that guys had to drive up and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
And because of these innovations, I would find that the numbers have grown. You know, how does it compare?
Well, back in the day, I mean, in 2008, a big race was 250 people, you know?
Right.
And from the get-go, we started out to get 300 to 350 people. We wanted to make this one of the largest events in the Southeast. And it has just grown exponentially over the years. I mean, we started out with, I think, 325 or 340 something our first year, and now we're up to close to 700 entries. So it's grown progressively every year, and for that we're really excited about it. I mean, guys that come to the Psycho know that they're in for an experience that they can't get anywhere else.
It is true. I mean, I think one of there's several hallmarks of the Psycho Nitro Blast that you really don't see in other races, and one of the things that we bring is we put it in an enclosed arena, so it never gets rained out. It can't get rained out. The weather cannot affect our race, so it makes it safe for people to fly internationally, come to our race, and drive from Canada, drive from Mexico, fly from Costa Rica, from Britain, from France. So they know that the race is going to take place, whereas a lot of bigger races, you're taking your chances. You make it rain out. And also then another thing is our track is extremely big. Most outdoor tracks are not as big as the P&B track. Our typical track with the times are, the very, very fastest guys are under a minute, but a typical lap time would be somewhere around a minute, which is just unheard of at most tracks. And our jump sizes are bigger. Our big jump, which all of our races are used to, is bigger than pretty much anything else out there. Even though it's very nice landing, and very nice takeoff, very consistent all the time. You get used to it. The people that have been doing it for a while get used to it. But people that have never seen our track before and just see the videos are just completely blown away at how long the car stays in the air before it comes back down to zero.
That is one thing at the Psycho Nitro Blast that you are guaranteed to get, is everything is over the top and bigger than anything you've seen at any other event.
What's your experience of like the furthest travel to come to this event and enjoy and compete in this beautiful Psycho Nitro Blast?
Well, we've got a couple groups that come from Costa Rica and Puerto Rico every year. We have some guys that come from England, France, the other side of the earth. We're going to have more this year than we have before. As a matter of fact, a news team is coming from England to cover us this year. So every year it gets better and better and better as far as international participation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Since a lot of people out there are novice and they don't know as much as obviously the people that's competing, and a little tips on how to get into this sport.
Well, this sport was born from just backyard bashing. My wife bought me, honestly, a toy. It was a little Nico toy, and I think she may have even gotten it at Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
Gotcha.
It was a toy, but I was amazed by it that it could do these things. And then there was this racetrack, and there were the professional level cars going around, and my jaw just dropped, and I saw these cars going, 30 miles an hour around in a circle, and I was just hooked. And most of the people that come into racing, that's how it all starts.
And then they go to the local tracks, the outdoor tracks, and they see these guys racing these things. And if racing's in your blood, it's kind of a no-brainer to go and buy one and start racing it, because it's so much fun. We also get a lot of guys who are from a motocross background, or karting, or race car background, and they just don't want to get hurt anymore. So this is just kind of a safe way to get your racing fix, and they're very mechanical. So you can sit down, you can adjust everything on them. So it kind of gets that mechanical fix, it gets the racing fix, and you're not worried about breaking your back doing it.
All right. So let's say I want to get into the sport. Where do I start?
Yeah, I think a starting point is probably anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. Lots of online companies that offer great deals on stuff. AbsoluteHobbies.com is a great place to go to get information and to also buy everything that you need. There's also some forums out there. rctech.net is a great place to go. So very, very easy to get into it. Very, very easy to find out where to buy your stuff.
And there's nothing wrong with buying used. A lot of people get into it cheap by going used. Buying a used car is just fine. Buying used servos, and a lot of times you get it all together because somebody is moving on to a different type of remote control car, and they're just getting rid of all of it at one time. And getting those package deals is a really sweet and cheap way to do it.
Yeah, buying used is great. That way if a lot of guys are like, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. Well, go and get you a little used setup. Get out there, race a couple weekends, see if you like it, and then go from there.
That excitement, that need for speed,
Absolutely.
and those huge jumps and stunts. It's a beautiful thing, and very exciting to watch, and I'm sure even more exciting to be involved with.
Yeah, if you guys are fans of Supercross, you will be fans of RC car racing. You need to check out the Psycho Nitro Blast, March 27th through the 30th in Unadilla, Georgia. One of the largest RC car races in the world. So tune in and check it out.
You will love it.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.